What's going on, millionaires? You're listening to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast, episode 151 on increasing. Start it over. What's going on, millionaires? You're listening to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast, episode 151 on increasing the effort for the productivity engine. All right, so let me start off with today's quote. I'm going to start doing these quotes daily now whenever we're doing solo episodes. And today I got for y'all, what seems easy on the front end is hard on the back end. And what is hard on the front end is easy for you in the back end. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today, right? Doing what's hard on the front end so that your life is easier on the back end. We want an easy life the older we get, right? On the back end. That's what we're talking about. Just the longer life goes on, we want things to get easier and easier, not more difficult. That doesn't make sense. Why would I want my life to get harder as life goes on? Doesn't really sit well with me. But welcome back, millionaires, to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast. As we get started, like I said, today we're going to be talking about naturally increasing your effort in your workflow, in your efficiency and productivity, all of the above, right? But before we get into that, I did want to take a moment to share with y'all, man, we got an amazing 7-day routine challenge that we logging out. So I really want to encourage you guys to join us for the 7-day challenge. What does it involve? It involves you holding yourself accountable and being in a group of people that hold you accountable as well. Everybody's going to be waking up no later than 6 a.m. And we're going to be focusing on our morning routines. You come up with your own morning routine. If you don't have your morning routine by the time you come to us, you will have a morning routine before you're done. The 7-day challenge is actually, we're still debating on if we want to do like a little bet and wager, because some people need to bet. Like for me, I need to bet to hold myself accountable for certain things. If you don't want to bet, we don't have to. We're still in the mix, but we are for sure doing it, and it is starting on the 1st of April. That 7-day challenge. So make sure that I'm going to put some type of list together, some type of wait list, so that you can go ahead and register. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a 7-day challenge. We literally holding ourselves accountable for 7 days. I'm even going to do some free trainings in the morning between 7 and 8 a.m. where we're going to be helping you create offers. We're going to help you with some business regimens, some business tips, some systems, creating all types of things to help you get going. But let's start off next month strong with some amazing habits. And you're going to build those amazing habits. We're starting off with that morning routine, and join us for that 7-day challenge. So like I said, it's going to be a link in the bottom. Make sure you click that to register for the challenge, and we'll see you on the call. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast, the world's most trusted podcast right now for passion attraction. You are in the right place if you're looking for money-making tips and tricks to live in a more passionate life. Now, let me ask y'all a couple questions. I know this one's going to hit home for a lot of people, myself included, right? But are you finding it difficult to do more knowing that what you're currently doing isn't enough? It's like what you're doing enough. What you're doing isn't enough. But it's like you still just having a hard time doing more. It's like I know that I could be spending an extra hour a day doing XYZ, but when it comes to that hour a day, I'm not doing it still. Why is that? Let's ask ourselves that question. Second one, are you feeling more and more unproductive? And do you often think that what you're doing isn't necessarily doing the right thing? That's a big one. That's a big one. And I use this analogy a lot in the show. And it's like, you may feel like you're doing a lot, but you might not feel like you're doing the right things because you might be in the wrong environment or using the wrong vehicle or, at the wrong company. You're doing a whole lot, but you just don't feel productive. You don't feel fulfilled. It's like saying you want to get from point A to point B, but you're on a treadmill. Can you expect to get to point B on the treadmill? No, you still at point A. You know what I'm saying? You still at point A. So you need to get off the treadmill and actually start walking. Because the treadmill, yeah, you're going to be burning calories. Yeah, you're breaking the sweat. You're doing something, but you're doing nothing at the same time. And that is diminishing for just momentum. It kills, your drive and just your motivation, right? Knowing that you're doing a lot, but doing nothing at the same time, that doesn't sit well with me. So yes, if you answered yes to any one of these questions, the good news is you're just missing one ingredient. It's just one ingredient that you're missing that can easily change the game for you. And it's something that is very easy. Check this out. It's excitement. All you're missing is excitement. You just need to find something that is going to bring that excitement back, because once you have that excitement, the drive is going to come, the motivation is going to come, the productivity is going to skyrocket because you're excited. You're excited about what you do, right? I'm able to suck it up. Like sometimes I don't feel like creating the slides and creating my content for an episode. But then it's like that quickly goes away because I'm like, I can't wait to actually record the content because this is great content, right? Like it took me all of 10 minutes to get over the fact that like I didn't want to spend the time creating the content for today's episode. But like after that 10 minutes, I was like, let me set the time because like this is some gas. I got some gas for y'all. So here's the why. Here's why I even wanted to have this episode. Why I think this content is important, because it is, right? But I want to leave you guys with this because excitement pulls you while responsibility pushes you. And what do I mean by responsibility? Because a lot of times we think that responsibility is like us working jobs that we don't like or tolerating certain people because of being, for the sake of being cordial or, dealing with toxic relationships. We think all this is like in responsibility. And eventually the pressures of responsibility is going to just push you, and being pushed for too long is draining and it makes you feel unappreciated. Makes you feel unappreciated. But what excitement does, excitement pulls you. And being pulled is magnifying, right? I don't really have to do much effort, to be pulled towards something, because like it obviously means that I'm being attracted to it. Sometimes being pushed, you're like you were like, that you ever been that kid in the dance circle and you shy, you don't really want to dance and get out there, but somebody behind you pushes you out in the dance floor, and it's like now you like forced to do it and you feel embarrassed. But let's say you break out of your shell like me and you get comfortable with dancing and you hear that song that got your body moving, right? It's like you can't help but get on the dance floor. It's like your body's just pulling you out on the dance floor. It's like that that little dance move they used to do, like pull my shirt up. All right, and then I'm going on a little rant. Let me get back to the point. The point is excitement pulls you and responsibility pushes you. And you don't want to feel pushed. That's not the goal. You want to be pulled towards the things that you love. You want to be attracted to things. That's the whole point of the podcast, is attraction, passion, attraction, right? So we want to condition our bodies to not even think twice about increasing productivity. And the only way to do that is through excitement. Excitement gives you more ability to self-reflect instead of self-destruct. When you're excited about things, you ask yourself more questions like, okay, this isn't working. How can I make this work? Okay, I got this result. How can I get that result? Okay, my outputs are not producing enough input. So how can I change my outputs? It's like you just motivated. You just want to do better. You want to increase your efforts. You want to increase your capacity. You want to increase your return. But when you feel responsibility, you've drained and you feel unappreciated, you start to self-destruct. You start to ball up in the corner and talk about how these things are too hard. It's too hard. That's too hard. It's too hard. I have no motivation. I have no drive, right? You start to not care how you look going to work because you don't care about the job. There's another thing. Staying at jobs that you hate involves way more energy than it does looking for a job that you love. Because there's an abundance of opportunities. There's abundance, right? So consider that easy hard rule, that quote that I shared with you guys in the beginning, because what is easy in the front end is always going to make your life harder in the back end, right? It's easy to come home after work and sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix. It's easy to wake up at 9 o'clock knowing you got to be at work at 10 o'clock. It's easy, going to bed late and waking up late. It's easy sleeping in until 1 o'clock on weekends. It's easy doing all this stuff, but it's not enough. It's not enough. What's hard is waking up consistently at 5 a.m. What's hard is after a 9 to 10 hour shift, coming home and spending at least 2 hours on yourself and your business. What's hard is deciding to not spend $300 a month on shoes and clothes, but investing $300 a month on a virtual assistant. These decisions are hard, but they make your life so much easier in the long term. So consider that easy hard rule. Now I have some action steps, because what's the $1 Million Mind podcast without action steps, right? So let me pull it up on my screen so you guys can see this. I got some action steps, some things that you can start to apply today And excuse me, I keep wiping my face. I just got my hair cut. So, fellas, you know how this is. Like when you got the little hair follicles all up in your face and all up in my nose and eyes. Like I keep feeling hair prickling me. So excuse me, keep wiping my face and looking like I'm digging up my nose. I'm not. It's like it's just itchy. I got hair in it. But let's get back to the point, right? So we got these action steps, and we got 5 actions that you can apply today to start living a more exciting and apply some excitement into your life and into your daily routine. First one is going to be write a list of things that excite you. That's pretty easy, right? That's pretty straightforward. Write a list of things that excite you, whether it's activities, whether it's people, whether it's organizations, whether it's hobbies, whether it's places to travel to. Write down things that excite you. Write it all down. Write it all down on a piece of paper. Shoot, I would even say put it in the universe box so you can look at that often and just constantly look at the things that excite you and make sure that you holding yourself accountable to do those things. Try to mark off, one thing a day or one thing a week or one thing a month as frequently as you can possibly do it. Mark off things that excite you and say that you've done it or that you're doing it consistently. Once you do that, write down how you can add value to that thing. What do I mean by how can you add value to that thing? So if I'm, passionate or very excited about traveling, adding value to that thing would be also helping other people that are interested in that do the same thing. How can I add value to this industry? How can I each one reach one, teach one? How can I practice that? That's what I mean by add value. Third thing, write down a list of people and or places that can expose you to that. So touching on traveling again, if I want to travel more, people like travel agents or places like travel agencies or, Peace Corps, these are organizations and people that are going to expose us to what we are excited about, which is traveling. There we go. And you can add value to even those things, like by figuring out how you can make an awesome Peace Corps rep or representative, or how you can make an awesome travel agent, or how you can be an awesome client to travel agents, how you can bring referrals to travel agencies. That's how you can add value. So 1, 2, and 3, write down a list of things that excite you. Write down how you can add value to those things, and write down a list of people and places that can expose you to those things as well. Number 4, reflect on your non-negotiables. You have things that you are willing to give up, and you have things that you're not willing to sacrifice and give up. Let's talk about jobs, because a lot of us have this misconception that it is our responsibility to work jobs that we hate. It is not. It is your responsibility to earn an honest living doing what you love. So I find it that I have a lot of people that work jobs that not only that they hate, but go against their non-negotiables. Right? I have someone who complains about the fact that they have to work on Saturdays, and they say, like, I keep telling them I can't work on Saturdays because my son has games that I want to make every Saturday. Cut them loose. It's an abundance of jobs. You can find another job that is similar in that field that is going to value you just as much as you value that opportunity. If they can't get with it, they got to get left behind. See, the thing is, we don't look at it that way because we don't think that we're the real value here. At the end of the day, employee or employer, you're valuable. You're valuable. You bring something that someone else doesn't because you are you. So understand that you're gold. You're valuable. So if they can't value you and they can't treat you at the value that you are worth, they got to get the step in, and you got to find somebody who is and who can do that. So that's number 4. Number 5 is replace all reward goals with action goals. And I'm going to put emphasis on that. I think that's the most important. Put all emphasis on the action goal and replace those for these reward goals that we set. What are reward goals, right? I'm in real estate. Some of my reward goals is I want to have 10 contracts a month. Some of my reward goals is I want to have $150,000 in closing. Some of my reward goals is I want to cash flow 20,000 on my property. Some of my reward goals may be I want to go on a vacation every month. These are reward goals. But at the end of the day, though they sound like something that we can control, we can't control rewards. We can't control rewards. We can't control, things, especially in real estate, is finicky, right? You may have $150,000 in closing, but when it actually closed, it may be only 100,000 actually closes that month, and the other 50 can only close next month because of whatever reason. It could be a probate, whatever the case may be, right? So the point is, you can't really control everything when it comes to these reward goals. But you know what I can control? My actions. I can control my actions. Some action goals that I set for myself in the real estate space for you all. Just to give you an example, I make it a point to every day make 3 offers, to every day negotiate with 10 clients or haggle, go back and forth, and to make 30 calls before 12 p.m. These are very obtainable goals, and goals that I've 1000% control the outcome, right? And if I don't, I can easily say, well, I didn't make 3 offers. Why wasn't I able to make 3 offers? Oh, well, that's because you only haggled with 5 people. You didn't even haggle with 10 people. Well, why didn't you haggle with 10 people? Well, you didn't even hit 30 calls before 12 o'clock. So now I see I got to make either more calls or I got to start calling people earlier. It's like an easy plug and play. I can see why I'm not hitting the metrics because all the numbers are right in front of me. So set action goals, because at the end of the day, when you can focus on what you can control and stop focusing on what you can't control, you keep your excitement high, right? But if I only set reward goals, and what happens when I don't hit that reward? I start questioning my abilities to sell. I start questioning my abilities to really make it in that industry. I start questioning and seeing if that industry is even for me, and I've got to start over and try something else. All kinds of self-doubt and limiting beliefs can run through your head when you focus on reward and not actions. At the end of the day, results don't bring you more results. Actions bring you results. So if you focus on the actions, the rewards are going to come naturally because I'm focusing on how I can control what I can control. So there we have it, right? We're focusing on controlling what we can control. Now, most people, again, like I said, think responsibility is doing things to survive, like working to pay bills, despite the enjoyment, despite if they like it. They think I have a family to feed. And you're right. You have a family to feed. You have a responsibility to provide and take care of your family. But you also have a responsibility to take care of yourself. And if you go into an environment that is toxic, that you dislike, that makes you feel uncomfortable in a bad way, because it's good discomfort. Discomfort like pushing yourself, doing new things to grow. But discomfort like dealing with negative people who are always talking smack or gossiping, that's bad discomfort. You don't deserve that. So what I'm going to say is that's not your responsibility. Real responsibility. Yo, I'm sick and tired. Like, I need to get a studio. Talk about doing things that are different. Like, I might just need to invest in a private studio. I have a studio for the in-person interviews, but the fact that I'm literally trying to record and Blue just like my dog chooses to bring this chew toy right by the microphone. He's literally right here. So I don't know if y'all can hear it, but if you can, excuse it. But let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Look at this is YouTube. I can edit it out, but I think I'm gonna keep it. We're gonna keep this thing raw. Go over there. Go to bed. So let's tap back in. The real responsibility and the real skill is tapping into your abilities to identify and create opportunities to thrive off of your excitement. You have to learn how to thrive off of your excitement and not just doing things for a dollar, doing things for a check. Money comes when you're excited and passionate about what you do. You get creative. Like, ever since I found my passion, is like I've literally that goal of having 7 income streams is like I have 8 because I'm doing what I love. And it's like I've always found other ways to not only help people, but also it just attracts another stream of income in another way that I can, make an impact. So this is the only way to guarantee the productivity engine keeps running. And what is the productivity? Where is it? Where is this engine that I keep talking about? Is it here? Is it in my face? Is it in my body? Is it, my legs? Is it how fast I can run? Or is it how fast I can swim or how quick I can think? It's none of those things. Blue, go to bed. Bed. Take it with you. This is the only way to guarantee the productivity engine keeps running. And it is actually your heart. Your heart is the productivity engine. That's why I said it's important that you find ways to do what excites you. Because as long as you're excited, those endorphins are pumping. Like you just excited. Your heart is going. You recreate that childhood feeling the night before Christmas. That's the pro tip. Find ways to just recreate that childhood feeling the night before Christmas. That excitement that you have knowing that you have some gifts to open. You want to find a way back downstairs to open your gifts. You can't wait to open them in the morning, so you can't sleep. Feel like that. Like you should be like, man, me and Tim, we was grinding, dog. We was grinding the other week. We was in the office till like 1:30 in the morning. And even when I got home, I'm tired, but I'm not falling asleep because I'm just thinking. My mind is racing on how much production and how productive I was and how much more productive I could be. So I ended up working another 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Didn't go to bed till like 2:30 because we excited. We love what we do. But if you didn't love what you do, 1:30 comes, you probably gonna complain to your partner or to somebody for about 5 minutes and then knock out. Not us. We're not complaining. We're not wasting no energy complaining. It's 2022. Throw the complaints in the trash. Nobody is here to care about your complaints. I'm sorry. And I'm a person who loves listening to people vent and love providing feedback and how people can live more passionate lives. That's what I do. But if you come to me complaining about a job that you hate, I'm just going to tell you to quit that job. So I'm the wrong person to ask. But I do want to stress a certain point here because I want us to always be thinking, how can I put myself in a position to be happy and excited every day? Again, don't find yourself waking up in the morning saying, gotta go to this work, gotta go to this job, gotta deal with these people, gotta talk to this person. If you waking up like that every single day, remove yourself from that environment. Don't allow for too many days consecutively where you're not excited or looking forward to the day ahead. That's ungrateful. That's ungrateful, right? I'm a grateful person. So I like to find gratitude in the fact that I was given another day that is not promised. We not promised another day. So you watching this podcast right now and you're thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow, understand that tomorrow's not promised. God forbid, anything can happen. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, breathe in. It's like, thank you. I'm going to take advantage of this day by doing something I love. Because that's what we were put here for. We're not put here to work a 9 to 5 to just pay bills and pay debt. We're here to live passionate lives and pass on that passion to somebody else. So with that being said, guys, I'm super, super, super excited and always grateful to have you all a part of the show. I just gave you some gas. And now the question I want to ask is, where you going to go now that you got a full tank? You're going to go all the way up. You're going to take it to the moon. You're going to take it to another universe. You're going to take it out of this world. Where are you going with the gas that you just put in your vehicle? You full now. Your tank is full. Where you going? I want to know. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're going. If you're taking it to the top, say to the top. Follow us on IG. Follow us on Twitter. Oh, yeah, I said Twitter. So those are some of the things that have changed. And like I said, millionaires, we are making huge changes. One of them being this YouTube platform that you are looking at some of these podcast episodes on. But also, we just created a new Twitter page for the podcast, so you can, be in another space with us, and we can deliver updates. We can share conversations, share ideas, polls, and talk to each other. Just be real. So I look forward to seeing you all there. It's the same as the IG tag. That's at THEMDM_POD. Same as IG. So also, if you're joining us for the first time and you haven't tapped into our Facebook Mastermind group, you are missing out on exclusive free live interviews. You're missing out. We got Rod Cleef on the podcast March 8th. But that's when we're interviewing him, right? The episode not going to be launched until the 14th, I believe. So on the 8th, a whole week before, you get to tap in with us live, ask questions to a multi-billionaire. How many billionaires do y'all know? I only know one, Rod. I only know one. So if you don't know any billionaires, even if you know some billionaires, you can't know too many billionaires, right? This man lost over $50 million in the stock market crash of '08. I can't even imagine making $50 million this year, right? I know I'm gonna make $50 million, but I can't even imagine making $50 million this year, let alone losing it in 1 year. So this man is going to be sharing some amazing gems on resiliency and just mindset and how to get back and step out of these slumps that we may be in. Because if he can get out of losing $50 million, you can get out of being behind on a couple bills and, driving a car that you don't like, being at this job that you don't like. You can get past all of that if this man can rise above losing $50 million. So tap in with us live on that episode. I can't wait to see you guys there. And with that said, you just remember to keep focused, build momentum, and drive results so you can live abundantly. My name is Kai Speaks, and we out.